Donald Trump just took an absolutely humiliating loss last night. Maybe the biggest loss he's taken since his own back in November 2020. I'll let this clip fill in the context and then we'll break it down.
In a major upset against a candidate backed by Donald Trump, Jake Ellzey wins runoff for Fort Worth area congressional seat. Is that indeed a major upset?
Well, unquestionably it is. I mean, Trump went all in on his endorsement, and he lost. And this is sort of the man who would be king moment where we see the mortal scratch and that he bleeds. Well, Donald Trump bled tonight in Texas, and that sends a big signal across the bow to lots of Republicans everywhere that he's not bulletproof anymore. And maybe the pendulum is starting to swing.
So you do think that this has implications, that this does send a message beyond this one district in this one state?
Oh, I think it does big time, because I think there's lots of other races across the country now that are trying to read, just how important is Donald Trump's endorsement? How much do I need to kiss the ring? And, tonight says maybe not so much.
And so what you saw there is crystal clear. Donald Trump made an endorsement of a Republican in a congressional race in Texas, where it was Republican versus Republican, and his pick lost. And they lost by a decently healthy margin. It wasn't razor thin. And Donald Trump spent hundreds of thousands on this race through his super PAC. And also, it should be known that he recorded ads and robocalls for his candidate in question. Trump actually put money and effort behind his choice, and they still failed. And this matters for so many reasons going forward into 2022 and even 2024. One, this is devastating for Trump's ego. He probably won't admit it, but he knows in his heart he lost this race. It wasn't just his candidate that lost, he lost. And so yet again, voters rejected him, except this time it was his own Republican base that came out and stomped him. It also matters because his pick got out fundraised. That one of Donald Trump's arguments is that I bring support, but I also bring a powerful fundraising system. And yet his person got outspent 2-1. So all of the Donald Trump support, all of Donald Trump's mailing lists and all those things that maybe could have helped this candidate raise oodles of money didn't work. He got outspent and outvoted. And this matters deeply going forward in the Republican Party, because it shows that Donald Trump doesn't have the coattails that he likes to pretend. He always says when he goes against an anti-Trump Republican or just someone that's not 100% loyal to him, he'll say, oh, Mitch McConnell, he would have lost in Kentucky if not for my endorsement. Whether or not that was true, Trump could say it and sort of act like a big shot. But now more than ever, people are going to question whether Trump's endorsement means as much as it used to. And this is the biggest thing. This makes Trump far less effective as a bully. One of the reasons very few people criticize Trump, even if they're not pro-Trump, they might not criticize him, is because they fear the primary. They fear getting primaried or challenged by a Trumper and losing their seat. But this shows potentially, at least in some safe Republican seats, that you can be anti-Trump or not pro-Trump or less pro-Trump than the other candidate and still have a shot if you run a decent campaign. And so whether it's people coming out against Trump or whether it's people more likely to run against him in the 2024 primary, it's opened up more than it ever has. This was a humiliating loss for Donald Trump, and it may add to his humiliation over the next couple years.